we're back on the Intelligent AI project. So today we're going to be expanding on what we've already made. So at the moment the AI is not intelligent at all. As you see, it's just scattered randomly. It doesn't even have a direction to go, which for some reason I've decided to do it that way. Personally, looking back at it, I think it would probably have been better to have a destination to start with, but yeah, we'll do that now anyway. So we're going to add a few more variables. The first one is going to be for the finishing circle. Actually, they're both going to be that. So you're going to have finishing circle x equals, we say room width div 2, so it's going to be in the center. And then finishing circle y, we're just going to set to like 100, just so it's a little bit further down, but it's not quite in the middle because obviously we start in the middle, so we want to have it go up in this sort of direction. So anyway, to do this, we're going to first change the color. Draw set color. We're going to go with red, and also we need to set it back to what it was to start with afterwards. C white is what it's default. Just put a little note here as well, finishing circle. And we're going to draw a circle. We're just going to draw the outline because it makes it a bit easier to see. Anyway, finishing circle X, finishing circle Y. The radius we'll have as 20 for the moment. We might have to change that. And the outline is true. So now if we run this, we should see a little circle appear. No, maybe not so little. That's about right actually. And this is going to be our finishing location. So we want to have it, if they collide anywhere inside the circle, that they stop, and that's basically where we stop counting. So in order to do this, we have our infinitely looping loop, and when we have our first population, we have to run this. Now I'm going to open this in another page because I cannot for the life of me ever remember this bit of code. So we're going to go into the step event. We currently don't have all that much in step event. We have the run for first population and we have to draw step. What we now want to do is run a for loop through every single index. So we're going to run this for loop here, which runs through every single AI that we have going at the moment. This is also this, so we can get rid of that. So this loops through every single AI that's currently running. And then we've got the really big calculation. I'm going to try and break it down as much as possible. So we first start off with, let's just ignore the if statement for the moment. But we have the square root of the power of AI x minus finishing circle x, and is to the power of 2, plus the power of AI y minus finishing circle y, and this is also to the power of 2, is less than 20, so 20 being our radius. So I'm going to talk you through the maths behind this. This is probably the hardest bit we have, and I'm going to write it out in more simple form because in GameMaker you have to lay it out in a really weird, complicated way. So you've got if the square root, and this is about everything, of AIX, which for the moment we're going to say, just write a little note, equals 3, AI y equals 7. So this is just to make it write down a little bit nicer. So if we go back to here, so we have the power, so we have 3, and we have minus, this is all squared as well, minus our finishing circle x. We're going to say that's like 300. This is to the power of 2, plus, then we have 7 minus 100 squared, and if this is less than 20, then we proceed. So what you may notice is this is the equation of a circle right here, but it's an equation of a circle offset by 300 and 100, which is our finishing circle x and our finishing circle y. So this is just an equation, really. There's not much to it, apart from the fact that if you don't know the equation, just use it, it works. If you do, then you should be able to notice it and see how it's actually come into play here. Anyway, we're going to leave that there for the moment, because this equation now does work. So if I show you this, put a little debug message, this one's too many. And if I run that and show you, oh whoops, we should see illegal arrays. Have we accessed it outside the array or something? That is very odd. Why have we put x start there? That's unusual. Hang on. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, this should work. Unless let's just change this to integer just to make sure. Or float. It's not. Am I imagining things, or is that not a function? What? Huh? Is my whole thing just like playing up or something here? What? String. I guess you can't. Well, anyway, believe I've got that over correctly. Very odd. Very odd. Let's just check it is this line of code, because it could be something else. We just skipped over it last episode or something. No, it is definitely that bit of code. Which is really weird, considering that the AIX and AIY should work like that, but apparently don't. Let's try -1 just to make sure it's not something stupid like it's going out of range. No, illegal array use. Do sub. Okay, so it's to do with the subtraction here. Let's try and put this in brackets and give that a go instead. Oh wait, never mind. I'm being stupid there. We missed the accessor and the I bit there. Okay, phew. I thought we had an actual problem there. Anyway, that was stupid. That wasted way too much time. So we should, in theory, be able to see when it went over it, but we haven't. Oh, right. Okay. Now it should work. 100%. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. We saw as it went over, the debug message showed up. Right. So now we have a few more variables and stuff coming into play here. So we'll start with them in chronological order. So the variables that hold minimums, that's literally what they are. So the minimum index is the index of the AI which made it in the fewest amount of steps. The minimum steps is obviously how many steps it made it in, which again is pretty self-explanatory. There's not that much to explain that. And then what we're saying is if the minimum index has not already occurred, so if it is the default value of -1. Then we're going to set the index equal to the one that's just collided, because this is effectively the first one that's collided, if this is the case. And then we're going to set this steps equal to final steps I, and then we've kind of set ourselves up quite nicely, because now when we run it, as soon as one collides, it then decides, yep, this index was the one that succeeded the best, and then it succeeded in this many steps, and we can then go on to the next stage. There's a little bit here otherwise though. Now I don't know if we've actually created these things. We've not created counted, so let's create that quickly. We're going to have another array, counted. So this says, has that AI already been accounted for? If it has, brilliant, move on. If it hasn't, we're going to count it. So if not counted, and I think we might have another variable here, amount hit. Yeah. Tracks amount of AI's hit location. So the amount of AIs that reach the finish. This is default going to be 0. It's going to increment each time one lands. So if it's not been counted, we're going to increment that amount. Then we're going to say, yep, this has been counted, and we're going to stop that AI from moving. Okay, go like that. So that should be relatively simple. The most complicated bit there was definitely the finishing circle calculation. We can see there they now finish. So this one will now have the minimum index, and it will now hold the minimum steps. And once we have decided the amount of time has reached the amount of time we need to, we then skip on to the next step, which is this bit of code here. And in the next step, we calculate, we add this index directly into the next population, mutate the population, and reset and start again. So there's not that much left to do now. We are nearing the end of this series, but there is still quite a lot left to do. We've done only the first initial step. It gets much more interesting the more steps you add. It starts to get more complicated. But anyway, if you like this video, remember to like, subscribe, what do you guys want to do, and I'll talk to you in the next one.